least once in their lives, every man dreams of becoming the strongest in the world. But eventually, almost all of them give up on that idea. However, there are a handful of men who, even when they grow old or no matter who they have to face along the way, continue to relentlessly pursue that dream. Baki Hanma is one such man. He aims to defeat his father, Yujiro Hanma, who's been called the world's strongest man. In Japan, where Baki lives, the strongest inmates on death row came together, and a series of brutal showdowns unfolded between them and Baki. In one of those fights, Baki was poisoned. On the verge of death, he was rushed to China for treatment.
You're all grown up at last. I was a big fan of your father's. What do I want? I want you to show me that your true calling isn't boxing.
Why not? And what makes you say that?
It's something I noticed the moment I saw you in the ring. It's a combat system designed to deal with it all. You should name it after yourself. The Art of Ali. That's it. It's a little rough around the edges.
It's just like you said before.
After the 3.5-year gap in your career and development, your footwork slowed and suffered.
The fighting style I tried to perfect ended up being little more than a dream.
You're saying you perfected your great father's fighting style? Something that even he wasn't able to accomplish?
Yep, you heard me just fine. Just sitting here talking won't help with that. You're right, my father couldn't perfect it. The art of Ali, as you call it. But I can show you what it looks like when it is perfected, so you can see it with your own 2 eyes. If that's okay with you, that is.
All right, but let me give you fair warning. My skills are just as sharp now as they've ever been. And I don't hold back.
You want a real fight, huh? Well, that's okay with me.
You little brat. Your speed's pretty nice. Your father was a heavyweight in his time, but his speed was closer to lightweights and featherweights. And your speed's more like a bantamweights or a flyweights, which means that you're even faster than your father.
Whoa, I barely dodged that. He's so fast. That kick was even quicker than a jump.
But now, here comes the true test of your skills. This is the Ali Igari stance. You might be surprised to hear this, but ever since it was created, not one fighter has been able to deal with it effectively. So, what'll you do? As a matter of fact, the first victim of this move was none other than your father. Antonio Igari devised it out of pure desperation. Your father could only yell at him to get up, since he couldn't step any closer without putting himself at risk. At first glance, this move might appear to be harmless, but it's actually a giant headache for an opponent. Why don't you prove how good you are?
I don't get it. I just don't see why my father and everyone else makes such a big deal out of this move. The entire origin of martial arts was the weak trying to defend themselves against you. I mean, why do I even need to do anything at all to counter it? If you choose to lie down for me, I can just turn and walk out of this room. Well, anyway, I'm glad how this all turned out. See ya.
You bastard!
What's happening?
It's a terrorist attack!
Rai Tai?
That's its original Chinese name. It's very exclusive, held once a year, here and in Taiwan. And now, Baki,
The Grand Rite.
you're going to be a part of it. This is how we bring him back to life. Having him fight now is the only way to save him.
Maybe, but what if you're wrong? What if this gets him killed?
Am I crazy to think I have a chance of winning a tournament like that? In the condition that I'm in?
Stop it, I know you're going to enter.
Who am I? And how do you know?
The most ungodly of opponents you could wish for.
It can't be.
Take me to Hong Kong.
Oh, that'll be just fine. Sorry I didn't call ahead, but I gotta hand it to you guys. Even this late, you sure know how to turn out for a visitor.
Master Ryu.
Oh. He's huge.
Well, you're the spitting image of your
To
father.
meet you, Master Ryu. Is it true that I can enter the tournament without having Chinese citizenship?
Technically, that is true. However,
You'd need me to prove myself.
such tests are necessary. We need you to show proof that you stand behind your words, just as your father did his entire life. Are you sure that you want to keep those padded gloves on?
If I'm fighting him, yes.
Begin!
Come on.
Well...
Huh?
What's he?
No way. All right. There you go. So much better when you're on your feet.
He's so fast. His speed is unbelievable.
Hey, how about a little help? I need to get these gloves off.
I wish your father could have taken part in the Grand Rite back in his day. If only it had taken place during his heyday those 30 years ago. However, it would appear you have managed to perfect exactly that art that he was always seeking. I can hardly wait.
You look good. You're in great condition. And your technique seems solid as well.
So tomorrow... Are you really going to fight in the Grand Rite tournament? The Grand Rite comes only once every 100 years. You know, I wonder...
Oh, you didn't know? Everything is game. That's game. That's definitely game. Hold up. Game? Game. My team is game.
プレイステーション
Do you understand what this tournament truly means to me? I'm not going to hold back. It's you, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 100 years, it's that time again! There are 12 signs in the zodiac, 12 months in a year, 12 guardian deities of heaven, earth, the sun, the moon, and the 8 directions, 12 heavenly generals who protect Shakyamuni, the 12 apostles of Christ, and here today, 12 warriors who protect our motherland! Kaio Ryu, master of Violin Temple Chinese Kung Fu. Kaio Retsu, also a Violin Temple Kung Fu master. Kaio Sun, master of Chinese Kenpo. Kaio Yo, expert in Shandong Kongo Ken Chinese Kenpo. Kaio Jin, a Fujian Sango Ken Kenpo adept. Kaio Jo, expert in Hebei Juju Ken Chinese Kenpo. Kaio Samwan, adept of Thailand Muay Thai. Kaio Lee, master of Guangzhou Yakuko Ken Chinese Kung Fu. Kaio Han, also a Guangzhou Kenodo master. Kaio Dorian, American Byaku Rinji style adept. Kaio Jaku, expert in Japanese Kukendo. 12 fighters gathered to put themselves through the ultimate test of skill. But that's not all. Folks, this is unbelievable! Yes, it's really him! After 100 years, he's returned! At 146 years old, the previous Grand Rai Tai Tournament champion! Everyone, please stand and give a big welcome to the Kaio of all Kaios, Supreme Grandmaster Kaku! And these have been joined by 3 more that the Ministry of Martial Arts approved at the last minute! From America, Muhammad Ali Jr. From Japan, Yujiro Hanma. And also winners of the Grand Rai Tai, a one-day tournament held every 100 years. A century of pent-up fury and testosterone is about to be unleashed before your very eyes. Now, the matchups.
Matchups? But there's just one. It's Kaio Ryu against Yujiro Hanma?
What? Who the hell is that? Who cares? We get to see the great Kaio Ryu fight!
That Japanese guy's going down! So we can focus on the current fight, and to keep everyone honest, we'll only be announcing one pairing at a time. Now the first 2 fighters stay where you are. All others exit the arena.
He's really here. He's never taken part in a public tournament before this. Hey, Dad.
Just hurry up and get out of here. You're breaking the rules, you know.
Now, before we actually begin this match, one more thing. There's an issue I have to bring up. Is obviously qualified to fight in this tournament. But what about his opponent, Yujiro Hanma? The Ministry has prepared a test to find out. Roofing tiles, ordinary roofing tiles. What do they have to do with all this? Well, I'll tell you. Known for their exceptional sturdiness, tiles just like the ones that are being placed in front of us now have been imported from China since all the way back in the Sui dynasty. Fighters in Japan have long used these tiles to measure their strength by seeing how many of them they can smash through. Someone who's able to break through 10 of them stacked together would be considered very strong. Today we've prepared 40 of them, a tall tower of tiles. All right, Yujiro Hanma, let's put your strength to the test. Show us what you've got! If you truly believe you're qualified to take part in the Grand Rai Tai tournament, here's your chance to convince us. How many will you be able to smash through? Come, step up and prove yourself worthy!
Breaking slabs of dirt that are as thin as rice crackers won't really measure anything at all, no matter how many I can break.
He smashed all of them! All 40! He's definitely qualified!
You think that was a test? It was just a stupid stunt. Hey, Kaio Ryu, what do you think? Did that actually prove anything? Boards, roof tiles, blocks, bricks, field stones, bottles, ice, paper, fruit. They're only things, and people who think that they're tough wail on them to their heart's content. Hitting, kicking, breaking. Fighting things that can't even fight back.
If martial arts, and if they're suddenly able to smash through something that they weren't able to before, they get a sense of accomplishment without hurting anyone else. So I disagree. I can't say that it's completely meaningless, since it can symbolize one's personal growth.
Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna teach you that the past 100 years of diligent martial arts training and accomplishment was a pitiful history of nothing but pure delusion. Don't move, but trust me, you'll regret it. Oh, here we go. You used him for 100 years. Time to switch him out. I'm guessing this means the fight's over now, right? I'll see you later.
Yujiro Hanma!
Retsu! It's Kaio Retsu!
Well...
You bastard!
But your match wasn't called yet.
I challenge you to a fight! Right here and right now!
Yeah, all right if you insist. This'll be quite a treat.
Master. Sir? Are you trying to insult?
What a sly geezer you are.
We have a winner!
Everyone see me? Check this out. Hey Google, let's get spooky.
Let the haunting begin.
All right. What'd I miss?
You missed all of it.